And Wayne told him that he made like $20 million in the last 3 years from social media.
How much money do you think you made through social media?
Through social media, probably a dub. Probably about just social media.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 20 million last 3 years. That's when I really started monetizing. Mm-hmm.
Telling jokes, huh? And skits.
It's some skits, man. It's storylines. I was telling jokes at first.
Need a partner?
Yeah, it look like you doing fine. I tell you what, boy. Hey, you know about this money.
Yeah.
You know, the social media game. You know, it's the in-stream ads and stuff, but they didn't have that at first. So
right.
how I was monetizing at first is getting popular. You go on tour.
Right.
But I was like, that ain't monetization.
Right.
Because if I gotta do this, that's work. So I'm like, no. How can I learn? Because what I did, I was hearing about residuals and all that, and what I did in math, the whole thing about math is to simplify something. That's what math is. Mm-hmm. You take 50 over 100 and break it all the way down to 1 over 2. So what I did, I took the TV format, people talking about residual in TV shows, and I minimized, you know what I'm saying? I minimized it to a point of, I got my version of that.
Okay.
And now I'm able to make residuals. I'm making money right now while I'm sitting. And people was laughing at me at first. When I first started doing those skits, people like, oh, them little skits, And I went to before I started, I went to every social media who was big at the time and sat down with them. And look, man, we gotta do this social media thing. We come together, we can share storylines, share content. They was all like, nah, they don't seem like, all right, you wanna keep going out here tap dancing on tour? All right, so that social media thing, when I figured out that niche, man, I was on to it. And I seen it, so I ain't care what nobody said. I was doing all kinds of skits. I was an old man one time. I was a character named Drip. And I'm like, man, this money really on social media. Because that's where everybody eyeballs at.
Right.
So if I'm an advertiser,
right,
I'm going to keep pouring money into social media. So I feel like social media was the future, whether people wanted to accept it or not.
But you knew that?
I knew that. I knew that because I already realized, I paid attention and listened. And I realized Hollywood was always the ad business. Mm-hmm. It never was the movie business,
right?
The TV show business. They always say, let us pay our bills. So you got to pay, and in the Army.
Commercial.
Yeah, in the Army, they teach attention to detail. Teamwork is the key. So wherever the eyeballs are at, that's where the money gonna be at.
Right.
So if I'm looking to my left and the right and people on their phone all day, it's like investing in the stock. I will be stupid to believe that people are watching this more than they watching this. So I'm like, these advertisers finna start pouring this money, and I'm gonna be a part of this new generation.
You got on the train early.
I got on early. And I caught the pandemic, because we'll never sit down like that again.
The average American's now pushing close to 6 hours per day of screen time on our devices.
So I was like, man, we sitting down, everybody waiting to go back to work? I'm like, no.
And everybody wants to be entertained when there's no entertainment going on.
Man, I got all the kinks practicing. Okay, they like this, the algorithm like this like this, this like this, this like this, this like this. I say, bam. I say, man, listen, old boy. I said, I'm gonna have me $1 billion by the time I'm 50. You know what I'm saying? I already seen it. It was just too many people watching social media.